Brush. I apply the brush. I apply the brush. Yeah, brush. I apply the brush.
This guy right here, man, this is James Highsmith. He's the guy who shot Mr. Larry Hoover back in high school, man. It was a crazy act. The city of Chicago wasn't ready for nothing like that, but it happened. So that goes to show that the city was crazy, man. It was wild back then. We think the young niggas, they got this shit on lock right now. No, man, them OGs, man, they actually started it, man. So let's listen to what Mr. Highsmith had to say about shooting Larry Hoover.
Before we get into that, Dad, let's just go ahead and confront the actual, your claim to fame of the allegations of shooting Larry Hoover. What do you have to say about that, your claim to fame?
Let me say that. This man think that my claim to shame is to shooting a young 18-year-old Larry Hoover when I was 18 years old. Brother, you vastly mistaken. That's my claim to shame. That I shot a guy who turned out to be one of the most hell of a dudes in this city. And let's go to that.
Wow. Wow. Y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? The man who shot Larry Hoover. Shout out to Flacco Santana TV, man, for this video right here. The man who shot Larry Hoover said he's a hell of a guy. The man who 1090 Jake said Larry Hoover snitched on is sitting up here saying that Larry Hoover is a hell of a guy, right? I'm going to play this again because I want y'all to really listen to him, man. But he never says Larry snitches on him, even though this video could have been a little bit longer. I didn't see the original video, but I can tell from this part right here that I'm watching that Mr. Highsmith, he holds high regard for Larry Hoover, man. His words are right here.
Before we get into that, Dad, let's just go ahead and confront the actual, your claim to fame of the allegations of shooting Larry Hoover. What do you have to say about that, your claim to fame?
Let me say that. This man think that my claim to shame is to shooting a young 18-year-old Larry Hoover when I was 18 years old. Brother, you vastly mistaken. That's my claim to shame. That I shot a guy who turned out to be one of the most hell of a dudes in this city. And that's...
Y'all hear that? One of the most hell of a dudes in the city. All praises due to Larry Hoover from this guy, the person who shot him, the person who 1090 Jake said Larry Hoover snitched on. Does this sound like a man who was snitched on by somebody? You know what I'm saying? Does that sound like that? Wow, Jake. But we got something else, man. I got something else right here for you. And it's a video of 1090 Jake snitching, right? The person who brings out all the paperwork and try to get everybody else in trouble for snitching is the real snitch. What the hell? What the hell he on? What the hell is this? You know, come on, Jake. All right, we on your ass now. Your ass got to come to the forefront. You got to step in the middle of that circle. That's what Jake finna do. Jake about to step in a circle and leave with a pumpkin head. All right. This is America's favorite paperwork presenter. Right. And you wonder why this white boy get all this paperwork. It's because he's an agent provocateur to disrupt the black community. Make money off of niggas. You ought to be ashamed of yourself if you still rocking with this dude right now, man. He has no respect for nobody. One of the most honorable men, according to the person who shot him, and you tried to make him out to be a snitch because of some fake paperwork. And I know, Jake, you could have did that video just a little bit better. You could have made that video right. We all saw that paperwork. But guess what? We knew that it wasn't true. But you so thirsty to make the GDs look bad. You will hop your ass up here with false paperwork. And who is the person that gave the information to the news reporter? You think it was the street niggas, Larry Hoover and them, back in 68, talking to the news reporters? Let me tell y'all something, bro. I don't know about y'all cities and towns, but in Chicago, niggas don't even want to take pictures back in the day, bro. That's all new shit. That's all this new shit from the 2000s on up. Man, back in the 90s, motherfuckers wasn't taking pictures. They weren't pulling out Polaroid cameras and Kodak cameras and just snapping shots everywhere you went, bro. But here we are today with this white guy, this crock-ass cracker that popped out of nowhere, giving up paperwork on everybody, and he's a snitch. Ladies and gentlemen, here go the video right here. This is only a short video. This man was actually on the news breaking down everything that goes on in jail.
How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots there was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob.
See what I'm saying? Do y'all hear this? This nigga right here, bro, is the paperwork king. This who y'all listening to, this who y'all honoring? The paperwork king who don't drop his flag from being a blood until he make millions off of the black struggle. He used y'all. He used the bloods. Nigga up here talking, he telling on everything. He just used the bloods for a come up. And now that he came up, he denounced the blood. Okay. Let's play this again and find out. And I want y'all to listen real clear and tell me, is he snitching?
How easy is it to get drugs in a Florida prison?
Every single compound I hit, there was all types of drugs on there, whether it's prescription pills, Molly, some spots there was cocaine and meth, but nothing more common than K2.
Jacob Cherry.
Jacob Cherry, man. That's who the fuck he is. A snitch, a person who came into our community to destroy it. Now we got this young guy right here. He been on 1090 Jake's ass, man. He got more examples of Jake snitching. Can you believe it? This nigga got more examples, Lo? Yeah, he do. He's snitching on everything and got the nerve to be bringing up paperwork. And this man right here, the guy I played earlier, the OG, James Highsmith, he said Larry Hoover never snitched on me. So 1090 Jake, I think you hate the GDs. And I said it, right? I told my guy, I said, man, I know he got into it with some GDs. He ran into the GDs. And good thing that this nigga got lots of people who want to hurt him. So that way, they can't just put this on a particular group of people. If something happened to him, he playing a deadly game. And you can't be a part of this street shit playing these games like you're playing. Not the heroes. The rappers is cool, Jake. Now you talking about Chicago. And you about to get dealt with Chicago style, bro. You don't even know it. I see it coming. Shout out to this young brother right here, man, Byron Banks. You know, y'all go check his channel out, man. He's on 1090 Jake's ass because he know what 1090 Jake is. 1090 Jake came into our community to destroy it. See, we such a loving, caring people. We let people in, bro. We let people in into our societies that don't want to open the door for us. 1090 Jake, I'm pretty sure he got homies all around that he could help put on his YouTube money. But I can guarantee he don't give a fuck. He's not trying to help nobody get some money. He's not putting on his homies like Casanat did in his academy. He had whites, blacks, everything. Jake ain't bringing nobody and joining other people's platforms. You got to have 1 million subscribers, 100,000, 500,000 for Jake to join your channel, man. You got to be somebody. He not building nothing in our community. This nigga is destroying and taking away from our community, and we can't sit back and continue to let this bum take away from our community. Now, you didn't cross the line, Jake, disrespecting Mr. Hoover. That's why I'm glad we got brothers like this on your ass. The man did not snitch on him. He said it himself. Let's check this brother out right here, man. Shout out to this brother for getting on Jake's ass.
Andy Jake has taken his obsession with the GDs and BDs to a new level after he drops a video accusing Larry Hoover of being a snitch, taking a completely different approach from his usual approach. This time, 1090 Jake doesn't produce any paperwork. The only thing he has to support this claim is a newspaper article that's allegedly over 50 years old.
Well, it's the reason why he ain't got no paperwork, bro. It's because there's no paperwork out here. And I'm going to say it again. This is a news article. You think they ran up to Larry Hoover with a microphone and said, what happened? So these can't be Larry Hoover's words that's plastered on this thing right here. I can guarantee you the news ain't want to know shit that he had to say. They just put out false information like they do in the black community. But guess what? People like Jake, he don't care. He's only here for a good time, not a long time.
It doesn't matter whether Larry told in the 60s or whatever, because he has served about 50 years in prison. I'm pretty sure he could have sold out a lot of other guys for the opportunity to get freedom, at least attempted to, with maybe some murder cases or something, but he said.
Shout out to this young brother for making complete sense, bro. Who the fuck know about as much as Larry Hoover knows about and sits in jail for 50 years? Oh my God. If I knew half of what the federal government is saying Larry Hoover knew and did, bro, I would have been out after 30 years. Fuck, I did my best. I did my best. I gotta go home to my family. This nigga killed 5 niggas, man. He killed 3 niggas, man. I know, man. I heard him. He told it to me because he wanted to impress me. I'm Larry fucking Hoover. John Gotti snitched. Sammy the Bull snitched. They all, well, John Gotti, we know what happened to him. But, Sammy the Bull, he's out. 19 bodies deep. He told on himself and others. You know what I'm saying? But this the thing right here. This young man made total sense. You're Larry Hoover. People are trying to impress you in the prison system.
Now, what I want you all to focus on is the fact that even though Larry Hoover being released is a new thing, it demonstrates 1090 Jake's continued mission as, I almost want to call him co-intel pro. And the reason why I say this is because I believe he is trying to incite members. He's trying to incite growth and development members, GD members, whatever you want to call them, to begin attacking him personally, even if not physically, just to demonstrate the type of influence that Larry Hoover has.
Just to demonstrate the type of influence that Mr. Hoover has across the country. 1090 Jake is a federal agent, man. An agent provocateur, COINTELPRO. This what this guy is, man. How y'all call him? An industry plant? It's an industry plant if I ever seen one. This guy get all the paperwork. Where do he get it from? Except for this case right here, there's no paperwork involved. So you telling me 1090 Jake ain't a fake GD? Why do you stack it on your show? Is that some blood shit? Nope. That's some GD shit. We got a fake ass GD that's stacking it on the boss that hate the GDs. What type of shit? Now, this young man right here, man, he's on his ass. He's on Jake's ass. He don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with him. And I'm glad that somebody out here is doing a job that needs to be done, because that's not my lane. My lane is something totally different. But when you bring up Larry's name in this manner, Mr. Come on, bro. Now I got to come in here and let you know how I feel about the entire situation. And I'm not playing with you, Jake. I'm not. I'm being serious with you. You may have bitten off a little bit too much to chew. Nigga don't know fat meat greasy, right? He done slid down a razor blade and landed in an alcohol tub, right?
His influence makes him a threat to society. And, what better way to prove that than to send somebody like 1090 Jake in to incite a riot amongst the masses by calling Larry a snitch. We've seen 1090 Jake attempt to further this agenda, this beef that he has with the GDs over the years. One example being the King Yella situation, where he put out the paperwork accusing King Yella of snitching on 600 Breezy and Lil Durk and all of these other guys. And in my opinion, it's pretty obvious that Jake.
Now hold on. Now we all heard King Yella words, right? We all heard what King Yella said, right? Because nobody went to jail, he feel like he ain't do nothing wrong. But we saw that, man. That was foul. That was foul, man. If I go to jail right now, I really and truly ain't got nothing to say, y'all. I ain't got nothing to say, man. I'm just gonna hold my head down. Can you take me to my cell, please, sir? I want to just beat myself up right now. King Yella he had his feet kicked up, man. It sounded like he was snacking on an Italian beef, man, sipping a Pepsi or something. I don't know, man, but yeah, that didn't look right, man. King Yella, you still you really got to explain yourself for that, Yella, and you did it, and people forgave you for it or whatever because nobody went to jail. But at the same time, Yella, that was crazy, man. That was some crazy shit. So I see why Jake got into it with you about that. I can't put that on the GDs right there. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put that on the GDs, right? I'm just gonna put that on King Yella, man. King Yella. Luckily, nobody went to jail for it. You didn't have to take the stand and say all of that shit that you said, but you might have to in this new Lil Durk case. Wouldn't that be something? They grab King Yella for that video, man. I will be rolling, man. I swear to God, that'll make my motherfucking day, man. And I hate to see shit happen to GDs, man. I hate to see shit happen to Chicago niggas, but that'll make my day, man, because you actually thought that paperwork wasn't gonna come out or something. I don't know, man, but it was weird, man. It was weird as fuck. But yeah, let's whatever, man.
In an attempt to further his relationship with Lil Durk and possibly get a shout out like he did, he's been using his platform to defame the GDs. In order to help you better understand why I'm saying this, I'm going to play a few clips for y'all and break them down.
Okay, so here we go, man. 1090 Jake, man, he about to get into it. Bro about to get into it. Bro about to come. Man, this nigga, he the king of paperwork right here, man. Not only paperwork, but video, bro. Jake talk too much. He's a white boy, man. He can't help himself. It's fun and games to him. He made it out the ghetto. Y'all niggas ain't gonna make it out the ghetto, but he gonna make it out the ghetto.
He was actually TOH'd by a GD.
And what I say earlier, man? It came out of his mouth, this brother just said. I said it earlier. 1090 Jake don't like GDs because it's a lot of white GDs, and he probably got into it with a couple of them. I can guarantee you that he got into it with a couple of them, and black ones too, because his little fat sourdough looking ass, he want to be a nigga, but he don't want to be a nigga. It's like the saying, everybody want to be a nigga until it's time to do some nigga shit.
And that the end result was him having bruises and blood pockets all under his skin.
I was down with Bone, the GD, and the cut, and Bone was like, hey, bro, you got to get your TOH. I'm talking about, bro, we go at it for like 2 seconds. Bone had me yoked up like this. I can't move. I'm laid up.
You see, we go at it for like 2 seconds. We go at it for like 2 seconds. I was getting my ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Pussy ass white boy, man. Why that can't happen right now? Wait, where do he be at? Well, we can't find him. Can't nobody find him. Because you need another TOH, man. You need another one. I think you got a little soft, Jake. You need another one. You need an ass whooping, man. It need to be a pumpkin head deluxe. Ordered fresh up. But you need another one, man.
Get out on the floor, stretched out, beating that shit. I'm talking about the whole time we were locked down, though. So, you know, this is like 30 minutes or an hour. So when I came out, I'm talking about my
30 minutes of getting your ass whooped. Jake, 30 minutes of getting your ass whooped. Who the fuck can, man, what? You withstanded 30 minutes of ass whooping. You was underneath the mattress and all that shit. What the fuck? You chump. You fuck boy. You fuck boy, Jake. You fuck boy. What the fuck?
My whole stomach, ribs, and chest, like you can see all the blood under my skin busted up. He was like, "You gonna break it off? You gonna break it off?"
And then there is
wait a minute, man. You see that right there? It sounds like he enjoyed getting his ass whooped, bro. I ain't gonna look at him, man. Look at him. It sounds like he enjoyed getting his ass whooped. And what is this we have here? This look like a handwritten statement. Handwritten statement. What's at the top of it? Jacob Cherry. Does that say to warden? Jacob Cherry sent this letter to the warden. What is this about? Let's let the young brother tell us what this is about.
The issue of Jake claiming that he got his face cut for refusing to tie flags with the GDs or align himself with the GDs, even though that's what the Bloods were doing. But at the end of the day, it's another.
You know why he didn't want to tie flags with the GDs in peace? It's because he was sent. He can't help himself, man. Not all white people are like this, bro. But it's certain ones, and I know them certain ones. He was sent to disrupt, right? He was sent to disrupt the prison system. Not on purpose, though. It's like nobody told him, Jake, we're going to send you to jail for like 60 days in type shit. Not like that, bro. He just automatically did it because he wanted to. He want to make America great again. That's what he want to do, right? Jake, he wouldn't mind prison reform on the inmates. You know, the guards can keep kicking asses. But the inmates, they got to stop having drugs. They got to stop having cigarettes. They got to stop having cell phones to connect and talk to their family, which I'm not saying having drugs in jail is cool, but you in jail, man. Fuck it. Give me some goddamn reefer.
At the end of the day, it's another example of him having something done to him as a result of an issue with the GDs.
The GDs were the ones that approached me. So they're like, oh, you know, we're tie flags. I'm like, no, not who the fuck is that? Oh, nah, we're on this shit over here, da-da-da. Your brother's in the cell right there.
As Jake gets further into this story, he acknowledges that the GDs were not targeting him, but were actually trying to embrace him. But coming from the Midwest, I gotta say, I've seen over the years since this drill music thing started and the BDs became more popular, a lot of these influencers, bloggers, even rappers themselves try to pick sides in this situation. And Jake made it obvious to me that that's what he was doing when he started telling this story. And miraculously, he got this issue with the GDs, but there's a BD that happens to be on deck.
What? Did I just hear that right? He's into it with the GDs, and it's a BD on deck that aid and assisted Jake. Is that true? Let's find out.
Ride with him.
Blood. If you got a problem with that, and he turns to the cell block and he yells out, I got $50 on his head in canteen right now. So you just put a hit out on me in front of everybody. So I yell out, who gonna take the hit? Because I got a razor on me. The second you get here, you get a razor. And I know they're strapped up because they've been here. Nobody says nothing. So it was the next day. We went to chow, we showered.
I can't lie, man. Looking at him right now, what do y'all see, bro? What do y'all see? This man's a fucking cop, man. He's an undercover agent, man. He got to be some type of federal FBI agent, man. Look at this man right here. He's just missing the uniform, bro. He's a fucking cop, man.
We came back, nothing happened. It was the next day, the very next day, when we're going to chow. The doors pop. I come out. There was someone with me from Sumter. He's a BD, a black disciple. Usually the GDs and the BDs, they're tied flags. He didn't like none of the GDs here. He thought they were all soft. We got cool because he was actually in the room with the head of NPR at Sumter, and they were close. So me and him got cool on the ride over. So dude told me, you know, the night before this happened, he's like, yo, I got your back. So I at least had one person that had my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one person that had his back. But ain't you a blood? And if this story is true, I can't see it being true. One blood and one BD, they didn't get DP'd or pop violated by the GDs that had members and numbers. Get the fuck out of here, Jake. Yeah, man, your stories are trash. I think he's telling somebody else's stories. He's just flipping it around to BD and GD type shit. But I really think he's telling somebody else's story, bro. Real talk. What y'all think about this? Y'all think Jake ride around with guns? You know what I'm saying? You think it's a chance that 1090 Jake can go back to the joint? Let's find out if that BD go aid in the system after this.
These are just two examples of quote unquote bad encounters that 1090 Jake has had with the GDs in his past lifetime. When you take all of this into consideration and couple it with the fact that 1090 Jake has clearly used his platform to bolster people like Dirk, while at the same time take down people like King Yella, who is a quote unquote op just because he is a GD, it's obvious that he's using his platform as a tool to tarnish and defame the GDs. This is in my opinion. It's obvious. Coming from East St. Louis. And
yeah, bro, you right, man. Dirk them, they did one. They did one on the world. They got the world saying GDK, bro. They really got everybody coming together because, like they say on TV, the biggest gang in America is the GDs. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that. They said it on the news. The biggest gang, whatever. The biggest gang. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying gang, but the biggest gang in America is the GDs. Bigger than the Crips, yada, yada, yada. Why? Because they are all broken down into little sets, man. The GDs is a nation, right? GDs is a nation. The Crips, man, if you from 60s, you got a different chief than from 40s, right? Or you got a different chief than from Schoolyard. You got a different chief than from Hoovers, but y'all all Crips. You know what I'm saying? 80s, 70s, whatever. You know what I'm saying? They all different, bro. The GDs is one movement. Well, they used to be one movement. And maybe they still are. I don't know. Y'all tell me.
There are a lot of fans and people across the world who seriously believe that they are OTF or FBG and are picking sides in these situations. FBG Duck has even done interviews where he has spoken about music industry artists and producers not wanting to work with him because he's a GD and they feel like it would hurt their relationship with Dirk. And at the end of the day, I view 1090 Jake as one of those types of people. He is.
Bro, you ain't lying. You right. Everybody know that that's a part of hip hop right now. But guess what? It's a new day. And not because Larry Hoover got out. Right? It's because Dirk's locked up now. It's a new day. That GDK shit out the way, man. That shit out the window. And like I said before, if he would have let Duck live, man, he wouldn't be in jail right now. Lil Durk will not be in jail right now if he would have let Duck live. But he couldn't. He couldn't. He had to really, really, really do it. Look at Chief Keef. Shh, quiet. Shh, quiet. Give me my money. Let me move in silence. I don't care about shit else. Look at Keef. But Dirk, oh yeah, he was on that. I think he wanted to flip America BD. He wanted to flip all GD sets, you know what I'm saying, that he could influence. He wanted to flip them BD, man. Yeah, little friendly competition. Ain't nothing wrong with that in Chicago.
Attempting to insert himself into that beef, but he's also attempting to attach himself to Larry Hoover's legacy by gaining some notoriety, I guess, as the person who exposed Larry Hoover as being a snitch. While I do see it as disrespectful because he hasn't produced any legal court documents, at the same time, I understand that 1090 Jake is just trying to attach himself to Larry. The commutation of Mr. Hoover's federal life sentences by President Donald Trump has made headlines, not just in America, but all over the world. This is a big worldwide national story. And 1090 Jake is, you know, he's trying to latch on. He's trying to make his name be a part of the next chapter of Larry Hoover's life. But at the same
hey, what you think, bro? 1090 Jake trying to flip, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of niggas, you know, whatever. That's what they said on the internet. They bullshit, they joking. Yeah. It's a new day, bro. It's definitely a new day. Yeah. It's a new day, bro. All that old shit gone, bro. It's a new wave finna kick in.
Same time, like I said, this is one of those COINTELPRO type of things in my mind, because we know that he will cooperate with authorities. We see that he will go under the guise of being a gang member to get information. So I believe that he's just trying to incite the people, hoping that maybe he can get some threats, or that somebody who is directly affiliated with Larry will reach out to him. That's why he said, if you ain't Larry Hoover's son, nephew, cousin, brother, or somebody from the 60s or 70s, he's looking for somebody with a direct connection to Larry Hoover to reach out to him and try to correct that narrative or have anything to say to him so he can document it, whether it's through making another video and saying, hey, I talked to Larry's son and he said that wasn't true. We had it wrong. Or he can get an original member to come forward and give him an interview and he can question.
Oh, he can do that. Come on to Chicago. Come to Chicago. Jake, please come to Chicago, right? I can set you up with an original gangster, man. Why don't you just come to Chicago and go on the OG show? You seen the OG show here on YouTube with the homeboy Mr. Rick, one of the original supreme gangsters? He got a YouTube channel where he talks about all of this stuff. You know, Mr. Rick, right? OG, come to his show, man. Come to Chicago, Jake. You know, that'll do it right there, right? All right, man. I want to send a shout out to this young brother right here. He's been on 1090 Jake's ass for the longest. And one thing about this young man is he's not letting up. Thank you. So what I'm finna do is I'm finna come up out of here. Just like I said, y'all. Just like I said. Something about 1090 Jake, it ain't right, bro. It really ain't right. He don't like the GDs. You know, you can tell he don't like them.
Before we get into that, Dad, let's just go ahead and confront the actual your claim to fame of the allegations of shooting Larry Hoover. What do you have to say about that? Your claim to fame.
Let me say that. This man think that my claim to shame is to shooting a young 18-year-old Larry Hoover when I was 18 years old. Brother, you vastly mistaken. That's my claim to shame. That I shot a guy who turned out to be one of the most hell of a dudes in this city.
Pressure. I apply the pressure. Pressure. I apply the pressure. Pressure. I apply the pressure. Yeah, pressure. I apply the pressure.